Hello, everybody. Everybody out there and all that. Hey, so, a lot of people are going to learn meditation today. Yeah. And there's a lot of purposes behind meditation. A lot of people talk about meditation, and its benefits. It definitely calms you down. It can lower your blood pressure. It can regulate a lot of things in your system, your mind, your emotions, a lot of your physical processes. But if you meditate properly and you're using the Om or Om, if you use those particular sounds, the sound that you're making is the sound of creation, and it's in everything. It was the beginning of the Word. It was the beginning of creation. So it's constantly present. It's the sound of our earth. It's like there's a hertz, a vibration in hertz. And that particular vibration is also the vibration that's for our earth. So it resonates through our cells. It resonates through our trees. It resonates through the plants and the animals and the wind and the air and every element that exists. So if you do the Om, you're creating a unified field. And that unified field, that energy of connectiveness, becomes a part of what you are. And it settles a certain state of consciousness in a person that, because of most people, have a lot of fear, have a lot of distrust, have a lot of anger, have a lot of thoughts, and have a lot of way of thinking, and assuming that things are the way they are for certain reasons or whatever purpose. But the Om kind of settles it down and lets it become part of God. Whether we believe in God or not, when you practice the Om and you meditate with the Om, you're actually practicing the process of bringing God within and awakening God within. So you're resonating within the same attuning quality that God is resonating. So deep inside of us, all the way down to the cells, all the way down to the atoms, inside the atoms, is the resonation of Om. So when we do the Om, we're actually attuning, doing atonement that goes deep within. And that actually triggers a process for light within those atoms to find its way outside the atom and begin penetrating your beingness. So it's releasing light within. It also triggers synaptic processes in your brain. It triggers light to move in the electromagnetic field at the speed of light that it's meant to move. So we, as human beings, we have the ability to think in ways that are beyond the material world. We can have visions, we can have feelings, we can have ways of interpreting things that could be divinely understood. We can come into a sense of God is part of our life. And God is life. And God is changing all the problems we've got going on in life. But you have to open that atom inside yourself. Release that atom and that light inside yourself so that it could take away the imperil that is inside material world. Because it can't do this. So we're kind of caretakers to this process of God. And for us to actually make a difference in the world and help to facilitate God's plan, the working out of whatever's going on, and co-create a process of evolution, stimulate evolution in the way in which God wants it to be. No matter what our situation is, no matter where you're at in the world, God really wants it to be better. God wants to bless. God wants to create miracles. When we're very materialistic, we have very little chance of having miracles or being able to witness miracles. So it'd be like super fantastic to witness miracles. A lot better than having miracles take place but not witness them. Yeah? And a lot of times miracles may take place, but we have a doubting mind that actually imperils that miracle from manifesting any further than it did in that very second that it was beginning to take place. Yeah? That includes healing, that includes changes of how we relate to each other. There's a lot of process between man and woman where there's a great deal of difficulty in communicating and understanding each other and a great deal of separation. Yeah? There's a strong desire for love. And there's a process. If we in life do not manifest love correctly and manifest God's plan correctly, we can go off track. And we could start finding love in the desire body, love in the process of our emotions, and we could start thinking what we desire and what we delude to be attached to, which is more along the line of doing something that, let's say we're afraid of men and women. Men are afraid of women and men are afraid of, and the whole process, when that reality is happening in the world, and it is happening in the world. A lot of times we want to date someone we really like, and you're growing up, but you have all these feelings that this isn't going to work out, and I'm not the kind of person they want, and if we wake up this process in ourselves, we have more intuition and telepathy to make right choices and to be rightfully attracted to the right thing and the right person. And it really makes things go a lot faster. And it also creates a telepathic rapport between men and women that allows certain things that are not in women to be manifested, that needs to be manifested from the love that comes from a man. Yeah, we can think that, we could be the same gender and we could love each other. Yeah, and we can. We can love animals, we can love cars, we can love houses, we can love things. Yeah, but what if, our process on an evolutionary play in God's creation is that we're in right relationship, we're to love our counterpart gender, because the counterpart gender needs the love, needs the energy that's not in them to be telepathically transmuted to the other gender. Yeah? And if that happens, if that harmonic resonance begins to happen, then we actually establish certain genes and we establish certain kind of hormones and certain types of ways in which our brain will begin growing faster than the 10% that we've got. We start having certain virtues, morals, and abilities that we don't really have completely established. Yeah? We have a lot of vices in the world, we have a lot of criticism in the world, we have a lot of separation in the world. Yeah? By doing the Om and meditating, it allows us to take our genetic code and our abilities, bring them back to God, and allow us to be who we are, what we are, in a state of reality. So it moves reality forward. That's what evolution is supposed to be. It also allows change to take place. So let's say we're addicted to things, or we have strong attachments to things, we have an enormous amount of desire body relationships that go on, and fearful relationships that go on. So we distrust people, we distrust our decisions, we distrust, life itself. Yeah. By doing the Om and meditating, we can build a relationship between all things. And because we're building a relationship between all things, instead of permeating things with distrust, or hate, or anger, or suspicion, or doubt, when we do that sort of thing, we're actually sending a lower psychic energy into things, which could be another gender. Yeah? And it permeates that other being or that object, your car, your house, objects. And it makes those things a lesser material reality that never gets to fulfill itself in a state of reality. It just sits there in a state of imperil. And it doesn't grow with light. It doesn't grow with the magnitude of vibration that in itself is love. Yeah? You can actually send love into your car. You can send love into your house. You can send love into your lamp. You can send love into your lights. Yeah? When you have this energy going on, you start developing discernment and discrimination. So then you realize, oh, this house is losing a lot of energy. This house really doesn't. You find what's wrong, and you start having the telepathic ability to fix it. Yeah? You lose separation, and you move evolution into the entire material plane. Yeah? You know, so that's the purpose. That's the real purpose behind meditation, is to co-create evolution and manifest evolution into love. And I believe the outcome would be, generations after generations will find that it is incredibly powerful between men and women to be magnetically attracted and to manifest an energy that passes between themselves, so powerful that it creates the miracles of healing. Yeah? An energy that manifests our protective process of preventive healing. Yeah? We can lay on hands and heal someone and call God in and help to bring about a transition, a change, and that works. But that's nothing compared to the love that can happen in a relationship of union. Yeah? The process of union, the process of fellowship, is the process of God's evolution. That's the purpose of our creation, is fellowship, friendship, kindship, caring, sharing. How are we going to feed the poor? How are we going to fix these problems? It's all going to happen through love. So the unified field unifies what's separated. And all the problems we've got, all the things, we go off into these particular directions, we make up a world. We change our identity, making up an identity that's based on distrust. And because we have distrust, we're going to try and find an easier road that we will facilitate rather than the harder road that we really need to take. You have to take the harder road. That's how we get from Europe to America. That's how we get from traveling across the East Coast to the West Coast. That's how we become adventurous. That's how we got to the moon. You have to take the harder road. Life is hard, very difficult. But if we have distrust and fear and all those different things growing inside of us, we really do not have the courage or the strength or the understanding to move us forward to do that sort of thing. So, say two people fall in love. Well, that takes a lot of courage. If it's really the right kind of relationship. And it also creates a right relationship in a harmonic way that manifests a certain way in which people can live and understand and bring about unification within the world. So that vibration grows. It grows and creates prana. It creates a vital force. Maybe we have a low vital force on this planet. Maybe that's the reason why we have cancer. Maybe that's the reason why we have diabetes. Maybe that's the reason why so many people are dying, so many people have weight problems, so many people have all these things wrong that they have a hard time being able to work out and fix. And it could mainly be because we're not telepathically putting our true love back and forth between each other rather than just fulfilling our desires. That's the easy road, fulfilling desires. So doing the Om gives you strength. Doing the Om develops courage. Sitting and meditating, pulling yourself together and doing the Om, if we're doing this and we create, a group reality, here we are about 150 people, virtual and here, so that's a group, yeah? And that group reality is the same thing between two genders, two or more who manifest together, manifest the quality that creates unification, to create fellowship, to manifest into right reality, right relationship. It's just the way God creates it, yeah? I'm not saying this is wrong or that's right or anything like that. It's just that this is how energy works. This is how everything has to bring about right relationship to move ourselves from this material world where we have all these problems and solve every single problem we've got, all through love, yeah? And love is the hardest darn thing you're ever going to have to go through, yeah? Because you got to learn to let go, yeah? You got to learn to be able to have the strength to be telepathic and intuitive, to discern and to discriminate. When you discern and discriminate, you've got to realize this isn't right. We'd be better off not doing this, yeah? And then you don't have an argument, because telepathically, it's something everybody gets a sense of. It becomes common sense, yeah? So it doesn't become, a big philosophical process or something that we have to come to terms with. It's something that we awaken to. It's something that we have a realization of, yeah? So meditation brings about self-realization and self-actualization and evolution, yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah. But it seems so darn simple, yeah? But it's really not. It is the hardest thing you could ever imagine, yeah? Because we have to take 100% responsibility for ourselves and for the world. And to do that, you have to heal yourself first. You have to bring yourself into love first. You have to love yourself. You can't be critical of yourself. You can't tear yourself down. You can't think every worry you've got is the cause of all the problems in the world, and that you're not evolving, and that you're not a good person. You got to come to terms with the reality that life is hard. And all those feelings and all those emotions and all that misinterpretation goes away if you actually meditate. Yeah? It will ground you out. It'll settle you into the earth. And it's from this earth that we come into incarnation. Our problem in the world is that we don't realize that we have reincarnation. We think we're going to die, and we think we're going to go off into a dark little space, or we think we're going to go into heaven, or we think we're going to go to hell. Yeah? But the truth is that we reincarnate. And heaven is here, right now. Yeah? And that we always reincarnate. Yeah? And the more we have this understanding, the more we have this revelation built into us, not as a philosophy, not as some kind of, this is my belief system, but an actual realization. The more we have that realization, we have a chance of living so long, it's ridiculous. Not just 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, or 200 years. Yeah? A lot of our process of not living as long as we actually should is due to our doubting mind and our process of fear toward death. Because we have never figured out death. It's just this dark hole that we might be going to. Meditation helps you contact your soul, which goes through transmigration when you reincarnate. And when you go through your meditation, you help to reawaken that soulful connection so that your relationship to life becomes a relationship to life ever after. Yeah? True life. Life eternal. Yeah? Life, not death, but life. Yeah? And it wakes you up to greater values and greater understanding around what happens during death. And it allows you to not react in the same way, towards life itself. Yeah? Fearfully, distrustingly, oh no, I'm 60 years old, I probably only got 20 left. What do I do? Retire? Hang out, put my feet up? And it'll also put you into a career mode where you get so materialistic and you got to live your life this way, and this is who I am. I'm a banker, I'm a lawyer, I'm a wood craftsman, I'm an artist. You're not any of that. Yeah? You're a loving human being that's literally the incarnation of an angel. You're God's human creation. Yeah? Yeah? So as we meditate, we actually awaken that process within ourselves, and we become more awakened to the reality of heaven on earth. And that life and death is simply a cycle, simply breathing, simply a process. Yeah? And we always reincarnate. Yeah? So coming to terms with the fact that we always reincarnate brings a much bigger smile on your face. Yeah? Brings a much more open heart into your being, and allows the mind of God, literally, to come into your body, yeah, to come into your mind, and to activate your cells, and to activate your being, and to activate the way you treat another person. And we stop looking at, like, if we have a child, you come across children, you have a child. If you don't know this, if you don't have this revelation, if you don't have this understanding, you're going to think this is your child, or that's just a child. And it's not like, this is a really old person. This is a constantly reincarnated person with built-in situations that have been worked on for I don't know how many tens of thousands of years, making this person who they're going to be and what they're going to be and how they're going to be. It creates trust. It creates an evolutionary link in trust toward our fellow human being. It makes it possible for us to actually telepathically, intuitively feel the energy of another person, walk in their shoes. From that, we can allow starvation to happen. Yeah? From that, we can discern and discriminate, and we can make decisions that extreme richness and extreme poverty is wrong. Yeah? And that the extreme rich should pay to take care of the extreme poor. And it's the way it's set up. It's just the way it is. Sharing through caring. It's just the way it is. When it wakes up, when humanity wakes up to that, the rich will make these decisions. They may be born rich, but they have a heart, and their compassion leads them to philanthropy, and it helps to serve the process of the world. Yeah? Whether it be your local community or the whole of the continent. It helps to serve the process of the world. Yeah? And that'll change everything. It'll change the whole awakening, the whole process of all of our problems, where greed and separation and the 2% of rich and all the rest of us who are walking around trying to make it through the day, we actually will get touched by the process of us being humane, rather than inhumane. Yeah? Because there are laws in heaven, there are laws on earth. And you don't have to be told you're bad, you got to do this because this is the law of God. They're built into us. They're automatically there. Every single law of God is there as a virtue. Yeah? Every broken law is a vice. Yeah? And we have a self-actualization, a self-realization process within us to change us. No matter how much vice, how much evil, how much negativity you might have into you, you have an equal amount on the other side that comes from virtue. They're exact pairs of opposites. Yeah? So through meditation, through love, through awakening, we have the ability to change this world into a world of virtue, a world of kindness, a world of caring, a world of sharing. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah. That's a big thing. Yeah, that's pretty well. It's well worth doing meditation. Yeah, well worth it. And India, they've done meditation for who knows how long. But look at India. It's still poor, there's still separation, there's still all these things that go on. How come meditation isn't affecting them? Look at all these Tibetans and their Buddhist meditation and their process. And why are the Chinese coming in and destroying their temples and making it bad? How can bad karma, terrible karma like that, happen to groups that are doing meditation? It's intention. It's the process of intention in your meditation. If you carry all kinds of philosophical belief systems and all kinds of ideologies, demigods and all this kind of stuff, make human beings into, this is, your great Dalai Lama or whatever, you raise people up into this delusion of grandeur, yeah? You literally wipe out your meditation. You wipe out the benefits behind meditation, yeah? We're all equal. Every single one of us are equal. I'm equal to you, you're equal to me. I don't care who I am, where I've been, whether I'm the son of God or not. We're all the children of God. We're all equal, yeah? So in our meditation, we have to have in our mind the simplified reality that this is our philosophy. This is the way life is, yeah? It's not about, I'm a Christian and I'm better than you, or I'm Jewish and I'm saved and I'm part of the 12 tribes of Israel. That philosophy is not going to get you anywhere, yeah? It's not bad, but it certainly does put a damper on the process of your meditation and the effects behind the meditation, the effects behind what it is you think you're going to get out of your meditation, yeah? You can pray all you want in church, but if you're not a good person, those prayers are not going to manifest inside of you. So you need to have a real understanding, about God is actually inside you, inside of every living thing, yeah? But it's up to you as an individual, not as a group or a religion, not as a philosophy or a belief system, not as a country or a culture, not as a gender, yeah? But it's God within you, yeah? So it has to be a very clear, simple, philosophical scenario as to how this thing really works. And then it will begin to work. It will begin to manifest. But you can't meditate and not have a strong connection to God. You got to let God in. You got to fully agree that God is everything. Everything. Every single thing. It's not a dogma. It's not, God is, this is my God. This is a statue of God. That's how I believe God to be. Just relax on that. Yeah? Keep it as simple as possible. Yeah? Don't go into the interpretation of thinking, oh, Jesus is in heaven and Jesus is this or that. Remember reincarnation. Yeah? Jesus exists. Jesus always exists. Jesus reincarnates just like you. If Buddha exists, Buddha always exists. Buddha reincarnates just like you. If Krishna exists, Krishna always exists. Krishna reincarnates just like you. Yeah? So there's always an incarnation of that reality. And if we put these philosophies and belief systems into it, we put separation into it, and we make this illusionary bridge between us and that blessing. We got to think equal. We got to think that everything is manifesting through reincarnation, and we got to allow right relationship to come together so that we can actually have the vision and understanding that if God takes incarnation, we can actually witness in it within ourselves. We can witness the process of awakening within ourselves. We can witness the changes in the world within ourselves. We actually see a collective revelation of manifestation of change within ourselves. We can actually witness it on the news. We can witness it on TV. We can witness it in movies. Yeah? It's all a part of witnessing. And God is doing so much in order to bring about miracles for witnessing that it'll blow your mind the more you open up and relax and let go of a lot of dogma. Yeah? It's not a right, it's not a wrong thing. It's just dogma. Yeah? So if we just really relax and accept the fact God exists, yeah? You got to get past the belief system that maybe not sure. Nope. You got to be sure. You got to be absolutely sure. You got to go 100% on it. Yeah? God exists. I exist. You exist. We're here because of God. We're going to do the Om because that's what God created everything in. Simple. Really simple. Yeah? Make sense? Yeah? Okay, there's two ways of doing Om. You can do Om like O-M. Om. O-M. Yeah? Really simple. You can do Om with A-U-M. Om. Yeah? Om. Really simple. Yeah? And they're the same Om, but they have different principles. They have different vibrational principles to it. The A-U-M is an inner Om, an inner quality within yourself. Yeah? So I recommend that if you're going to do a silent Om, yeah, do the A-U-M, because it's within. Yeah? And you're vibrating within that same vibration. And it helps to strengthen that process within. Yeah? If you're going to do it out loud, do Om. Yeah? And that strengthens the vibration of everything outside and within. But it actually increases the vibration outside into the matrix of the universe. And it destroys this thing called the astral plane. Literally freaking wipes it out. Yeah? And it's not a good thing. The astral plane's not a good thing. Yeah? All these esoteric people, all these, belief systems in New Age always say, the astral plane, hey, good thing, we can do astral travel, all that. In reality, it's really not a good thing. It's the cause of all disease. It's the cause of all left spin, negative thinking. It's the cause of all kinds of separation in the world. Yeah? It's just a lesser way, an easier way to go about believing in a sense of reality. It's how we interpret things in a lower mind, in a lower way of thinking. Yeah? So we want to raise it up to what's called the etheric plane. Yeah? We want to raise it up into the angelic levels of humanity, in the angelic level of a tree, the angelic level of a bird, the angelic level of a plant. Yeah? So inside a plant, inside a bird, is the etheric plane. It's based on etheric energy. Yeah? It's the basis of everything, all the way up from atoms, what is surrounding that atom, what causes those atoms to connect together, and all those neutrons to flow and move the way they are. It's the etheric energy that is the causal process behind that, not the astral energy. Astral energy just covers it up. It veils it. Makes us completely unaware that this is really all a real reality of light and permeating and love and virtue and all those things we need to learn. We learn through the etheric plane. Just like a seed grows, becomes a tree, a flower, a fruit. It's all happening through the etheric plane, not the astral plane. So we want to support that process. Yeah? So you don't have to think, oh, I'm destroying the astral plane. Yeah? But you are. Yeah? In the process of doing the Om, you're actually helping to support the process of eliminating the astral energy, the lower psychic energy. Hate, yeah? The law of hate, the vibration behind hate, yeah? That actually holds everybody down into judgment and contentment, prejudice and bias and dogma, yeah? So when we do this meditation and we have this understanding, I don't believe in doing meditation without actual understanding as to why you're doing the meditation. What could be the outcome of this meditation, yeah? And the outcome is to destroy the astral plane. Yeah? We're at war. Yeah? We want to make a better world. We need to know the causal reality behind what makes a bad world. And the bad world is substantially created by lower psychic energy, which could come from hate or lower mind. It permeates everything within peril, and it makes everything temporary and everything without any kind of value. Yeah? People lose value. We don't have value in people. We take advantage of people. We enslave people. We give them too little payment. We take advantage of countries. We take advantage of the land. We take advantage of animals. Yeah, that's all the astral plane. Yeah, so if we slowly but surely eliminate that, what do we have left? We have value. We have a sense of interpretation that is truly right relationship, and it truly makes a difference, and we actually can discern, discriminate, and we can't do these things anymore. We cry ourselves to sleep. Our heart is being broken. Our mind is going nuts as we become aware of the fact of what we're doing wrong. So we go through redeeming, we repent through a conscious awakening of consciousness, having a conscience. Yeah, we have an automatic process where it just comes through and change begins to elevate into our work. We find out that we're working someplace, doing something that's actually harming the planet or people, places or things. We simply can't do it anymore. We either have to change it, have the courage and strength to go in and say, hey, look, this is wrong. Is anybody aware of this? Yeah? You have a sense of common sense on how to work it out, and if people don't come to a point of agreement, you have the strength and courage to walk away. And you have the direction of God within to put you in right relationship in a miraculous way to put you in a different scenario and allow you to work out your life in a different way without causing harm to humanity or the world or the planet. Yeah? So we can solve the ozone. We could solve all kinds of things just simply through love. Yeah? Okay. Pretty cool. So I do this thing where I've made CDs, and I've helped bring about these CDs in order for kind of give a sense of understanding about how things actually work. So one of the tracks on the CD is a track that has to do with the coming destiny, yeah? And it actually helps you understand the relationship of meditation. You know, it tells you, well, don't forget to meditate daily, you know, to attune yourself to the breath and to the word, yeah? Yeah, and here you are, you're meditating and everything, and then at the end of your meditation, you turn this track on, and you listen to the guided meditations that I put out. And it guides you through a process to where you see in a visual way inside your mind, yeah? Because you have the Holy Spirit inside of you. You have visual ability inside of you. You have the ability to actually change the way you think and how you feel and raise yourself up into a complete manifestation of difference, yeah, through visualization, yeah. And so this process helps to stimulate that visualization. It helps to increase your commitment to God, one God, the reality of God, yeah, and to bring that relationship into your life and into the world. So you're actually, in the process of this guided meditation, it's expressing to you, explaining to you that your work, what you're doing, is actually sending light and love out to the world that destroys and eliminates glamours. The glamours of the world, yeah? Yeah? You can read, all these people, the big castles and all they're rich, they even title it, The World of Glamour, yeah? I'm so beautiful. I'm full of glamour, It's so used so often that we think glamour is just another thing, something else that's going on. But glamour is really a vice. Glamour is the opposite of an energy that we should be using that has a virtue to it. And it actually, if we release and help to permeate into glamour, we find that this world becomes simplified. We find that we only need to eat this and this. We don't need to eat McDonald's and all these different things because of our desire body. The glamour's releasing from you makes you less glamour, yeah? Makes you more in charge, makes you more telepathic and more connected to what's going on in every way, yeah? So by releasing those glamours, by sending your energy out into the world, that's what this CD is about, that particular one, is to help you not just meditate, but meditate and radiate. So when you radiate, you're actually sending out to the world the cleansing and the clearing of glamour and the changing of the entire world that has been created up to this point. The transfiguration, the transformation, the transcendence of the world, yeah? So that's a heck of a benefit, yeah? So you do that at the end of the meditation. And because while you're meditating, you're waking up higher telepathic abilities. You're calming yourself down. You're opening both right and left hemisphere. You're allowing yourself more telepathic energy rather than lower psychic energy. As you meditate day by day by day, these things grow inside of you. You become more loving, more caring. You actually become a healer. You heal yourself, and you have a radiating power to radiate that light that you're waking up from within the atoms, to wake up and go out, and not just wake you up for enlightenment, but wake up a collective consciousness of enlightenment into the world and the galaxies, all the way out, everywhere, as an evolutionary seed, as an evolutionary force. That's our job. Yeah. So this helps to bring that about. So I recommend that you have that track and that you put that track on. We're going to play that right after the meditation. We just continue quietly sitting here. We listen to it. We focus on that. And while we're doing it, while you're doing the Om, you focus on breath. Yeah, so let's say you're going to do Om. So you want to take a nice deep breath. And you want to do it from down here. You don't want to breathe up here. Yeah? And by doing meditation, you learn not to breathe up here. You learn to breathe down here. When you do that, you actually open up all your lungs, allowing all the oxygen to come into your lungs. That fills up every pore of your body. It puts oxygen into your brain, puts oxygen into your cells, and that oxygen carries light. Yeah? It has life globules, light in it. Yeah? So the more oxygen, the more energy you bring in of that, the more you're releasing your toxins, the more you're releasing your doubting mind. You're actually pushing toxins out of your body. And they run into your liver, they run into your kidneys, and they come flushing out. Yeah? So you may get sick in the beginning process of meditating, in the beginning process of doing something like this, because it's so powerful. Yeah? So while you're meditating, you want to take the deep breath in, and you want to try and increase that breath to the point of about 10 seconds. You don't do it in the beginning. Just take a deep breath, and the same amount of breath you take in is the same amount of breath you put out. Yeah? So you're taking a deep breath, and then Om. Take another deep breath. Yeah? And then Om again. Yeah? So literally doing the Om, you take the same length of time to do the Om as the same length of time that you're doing your breath. So you're learning how to breathe during this process, and you're calming yourself down by breathing, yeah, by regulating breathing. You can regulate your heart rate, you can regulate your blood pressure, you can regulate your metabolism. Your metabolism can go up, really increase considerably by increasing oxygen in your body. Yeah, yeah. So there's enormous benefits to this, yeah, along with visualization. Yeah? So we're going to do the Om 3 times. In the beginning, we're going to do Om, Om, Om. Then we're going to do Om, Om, Om. Yeah? And then, because I have reincarnation, you have reincarnation, yeah? I know my reincarnations, yeah? And you're probably better off not knowing your reincarnation. You know, because just think back 100 years, you know, it was a terrible, terrible life, you know. Guns and, you know, poverty and, you know, the Dust Bowl and, you know, who wants to remember that? That's probably why you're afraid, yeah? That's probably why you don't feel so good about yourself or other people, yeah? Because we've come from the past. And our past incarnations had kings and queens and slavery and cultures and not good stuff. Yeah? Even if you were the king, it was not a good life. Yeah? Even if you were the person who was treated terribly by the king, it was not a good life. So all of life was a really terrible experience, a really bad, awful experience. Yeah? But my particular lives have been pretty darn good. Yeah? Despite some historical processes of previous lives. But, you know, hey, we all go through what we got to go through. Well, my last life was quite awesome. My last life was a state of meditation where I lived a considerably long period of time. Yeah, I was known as Babaji. Yeah, I lived in India. I was born 18 to 1900 years ago. Yeah, and I lived an entire life for 1800 years. Check it out. So I actually have something in me that knows you can live longer than 80 years. Yeah? Yeah? And there's nothing in me in that life that made me go, oh, I don't want to die. Oh, I better be a vegetarian, you know, I better be a breatharian, I better be a fruitarian, I better be, you know, all these dogmas. I was just thanking God every day for living, you know, meditating, doing the Om, and thanking God every day for living. But I made a choice. I didn't live in a city, you know, I didn't live in day-to-day life, I didn't have a job, you know, I was a yogi, yeah? I practiced yoga. And imagine 1800 years ago, it was probably a pretty good idea, because there wasn't a lot of choices in life, But it gave me an opportunity to learn and develop a certain type of yoga that benefited me, that I know will benefit everybody. Every single human being is the same. We all have the same benefit, And it came down to be so darn simple. It was the Om. All I had to do was breathe. All I had to do was do the Om. And all I had to do was trust myself, love myself. Love myself every day, all the time. And it came very natural after a while. Because imagine, you stay youthful. I'm 62 years old. I don't know if I look like 62 years old, but I'm 62 years old, And I was 1,800 years old, and I looked about as young as I do today, So there's a process inside of us that has to do with living much longer. If you look at the Bible, it goes all the way back to Adam and Eve, and either the Bible's crazy, and total illusion and made up by crazy people, or maybe there's some truth in it. And when it talked about Adam and many lives after Adam, these people lived 1,000 years, and the only reason why Adam didn't live over 1,000 years was because of the misfortune of the process of bringing in peril. Doubt with God, a lack of connection to God, the separation between Adam and God, And that created a separation between the vital force of life, the tree of life, the energy of life, and it permeated Adam in a left spin way that slowly but surely de-evolved that process, de-evolved life itself. And from that point on, our lives got shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, So I'm not saying do this for immortality's sake. Do this to live thousands of years, but do this just to live, Who knows how long you'll live? Just don't get in a car accident, Who knows how long you'll live, But meditate and do this, and I honestly believe we're going to do something. We're going to live in a way, we're going to regenerate rather than reincarnate, A lot of times you reincarnate in order to get a new body to revitalize and fix things that you can't fix because you're just degenerating. From the moment you're born, you're degenerating, By the time you get 70 years old, you actually want to die, Get 80 or 90 years old, you're just going, shit, come on. Let me die in my sleep or something, because you've degenerated so much, and it's so hard to live, and so much suffering is going on, and the bones aren't working, and the heart isn't functioning very well, That's because of degeneration. But through meditation and God, through that process, we can receive a light of vibration that is not part of our human evolutionary cycle in our history. We could be the new process of humanity. We could be the outcome of God's creation, And we're going to be, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen. It is in process of the divine plan of God. It's just, that's the only reason why I'm here, the only reason why I'm teaching what I'm teaching is because this is the way our time, our cycle is set for this, Our computers, our technology, our advancements, everything is in the direction of proving God exists, the etheric field exists, energetic processes in the world actually exist, homeopathy is a possibility, all the things of healing with the hands, healing through prayer, healing through the process of the mantra or the process of meditation does exist. And we're going to show scientifically as we evolve through the right use of technologies and everything else, it's all going to move in this direction. So as time goes on, it's going to make it easier for every living human being to have an understanding to the point to where when we go to school, we're going to be, part of what we do is meditate. Part of what we do is learn how to, we don't even have to think too much about how to be a good person. We are a good person. And we love each other and we care for each other and we're highly attracted to each other without the desire body. Because when you got a strong desire body, you have a strong possible flip of that desire body. I love you, I love you, I love you. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Imagine every person that gets a divorce was a person who loved each other, got married, and wanted to have this thing happen. But it ends up in hate. It ends up in separation distrust, and all these kind of things, yeah? So I believe through meditation, through the process of using the Om and putting ourselves in right relationship and awakening the light within, we have the ability to transcend the world that we're in and make a new world. Okay, all right. Hey, I think I got it across, all right? I had a little short time to do this in. I usually use 2 days for a darshan, and boy, I still have to rap really fast on that one just to get this apart, you know, so, as you guys know. So, meditation, we're going to do 3 Oms, Om, 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 and then because I'm Babaji in my previous life, because I'm a yogi, even though I'm American and all that kind of stuff, I am a yogi, yeah? That's why I build this kind of stuff. That's why I make these meditation tools. That's why I put out Etheric Weavers, because I believe in everything I'm talking about. I've been doing this since I was a child, yeah? Since I was a child, really little child, yeah? 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, all the way through. I've been meditating. I've been doing this all my life, yeah? So I know it's part of my nature. It's not something someone told me I should do. Yeah? So it's a yoga. We're all incarnated yogis. We just don't know it. We are completely saints. Yeah? We're God's little angels, and we're here to do metaphysical work. Yeah? And have metaphysical experiences. Yeah? So in the process of this, I include a little prayer, an invocation. Yeah? Which is pointing out the energy behind what I call Kriya. And Kriya is like, there's this thing called karma yoga, yeah? And karma yoga is where you think you got to go around and you got to be really good. Every time you do something really good, then life is going to get better for you, yeah? You're going to be, you know, evil won't come your way, you know, and you're going to do good karma, yeah? Wash your dishes without complaining, you know, clean the house without complaining, you know? It's karma yoga, all of it. Yeah, but that's too linear. Yeah, it doesn't really work like that. Yeah, there is a benefit behind being good and doing good, but it really has to come down to, can you be blessed by God? Yeah, can you receive God's blessing within yourself, and does that blessing actually control the world that you're in? Not you, not by you doing good karma, but by the fact that God is manifesting this world. And that Kriya Yoga allows you to see the whole world, to present to the whole world that God is constantly on this earth, not in some heavenly abode, in some far-off place in the Himalayas, you know, but literally on the earth, living a life just like yourself, and is constantly permeating the earth, witnessing on TV, witnessing the movies, witnessing the evolution of technologies, moving all those technologies forward. There is the mind of God that's permeated in every single thing that creates everything to manifest the way it is. And that's constantly here on earth, constantly. So Kriya Yoga is a yoga of a belief that that is what's going on. Yeah? So when you do my invocation, the invocation is, you do Om, then it's Kriya, then Babaji. Now Babaji just means father. Yeah? Yeah? So you go Om, Kriya, Babaji, Nama. Yeah? And that's kind of a Hindi thing, but it's a word that vibrates within a certain principle that allows a person to know the presence of God within. Yeah? Nama. Yeah? Yeah? And then the process of that energy, yeah, is what brings about the whole energy within yourself. Yeah? So you're actually invoking it, and that creates evocation. Invocation, evocation. So you're Om, Kriya, Babaji, Nama, Om. Yeah? Make sense? Yep. So that's what we do. We do the Oms, we do 3 Oms of Om, 3 Oms of Om, and then Om again, and then Kriya, Babaji, Nama, Om. Yeah? And then we get quiet. Just for about a minute. And then we start doing, in an outside way, we verbalize Om, and we keep doing that for 20 minutes. Continuously keep doing that. Focusing on your breath, focusing on the outside Om. Yeah? And this, you think 20 minutes is not a long time. When you're doing Om, it is a long time. Yeah? But if you do it silently, it's actually harder because your mind goes weaving off one place to another. Yeah? And did I do the Om? Which Om am I doing? Am I breathing right? Oh my God, now I got to remember to breathe, and I got to remember to do the Om right, and so those things will happen while you're meditating. Just let it go. So what? Yeah, let it happen. Yeah, you may fall asleep. Let it happen. Yeah, just have a clock in front of you, and open your eyes every once in a while, and when you see that 20 minutes get to that point, you're at a point to where this is where you stop your meditation. This is when you stop doing your Om and you get quiet and you wait 2 minutes and you put on the track of the coming destiny. Then you sit there and you only focus on breathing. Yeah? Breathing in, breathing out. Just like you did the Om, but there's no Om. Yeah? Now you're focusing on the words that are coming from the track, that are coming from me. Yeah? That are allowing you to visualize, and that visualization is again the science of invocation, evocation. It's invoking within you an inner wisdom, an inner understanding of a spiritual workings of the process of your meditation and the saving of this planet. Yeah? And that you're connected to God. Yeah? You're connected to the process of God. You have a soul. You are responsible for that soul. Nobody else. Nobody's going to save your ass. Yeah? No transition process is going to come in and go, ooh, make you better. It's all about yourself. All about you awakening within yourself and taking full responsibility of that process. Yeah? So at the end of it, that's the end. Yeah? You just sit there, you be a little quiet, open your eyes, and you finish your meditation. Yeah? Makes sense? It takes about an average of 40 to 45 minutes. That's not long. And you can do this twice a day if you really got the time, you really feel like you need to do it. But don't think, I've got to do this twice a day to get a benefit. Do it once a day. Yeah? Because you're part of ceremonial order. Part of the sun goes up, the sun comes down. There are 24 hours in a day. There are so many minutes in an hour. Cycles of time is relativity. Yeah? So if you work within cycles, you're actually creating a rhythm, a process, building a process inside yourself. So when you meditate every day, you actually are creating a rhythm of a cycle of energy within yourself that is a purging process, and you're connecting to God, and you're raising yourself up, and you're actually incarnating your soul. Does that make sense? Yeah. And that's cool, to incarnate your soul. Yeah. All right, so let's do this. So first, we're going to practice just for a minute. I'm doing the Om, and everybody's going to do it aloud, yeah? And don't go, Om, Om, yeah? Raise it up there. Vibrate. Get it to vibrate inside your body, yeah? Make it a big harmonic convergence inside this room, yeah? Make the whole house vibrate, yeah? Don't do it real loud, but do it at a high enough pitch to where you can hear it, and you're with everybody else. Yeah? Yeah, and don't worry about, you might be bad, you might not be real good at this, But as time goes on and you practice, you'll find that you can carry the note of Om really well. Yeah? You can do it really well. But not in the beginning, but practice makes perfect. Yeah? Makes it a lot easier, yeah? Practice every day, you'll be amazed. Yeah. All right. So we're going to do Om. We're going to do Om out loud. We're going to do it for just 1 minute, and that's for practicing, so we can all get a tuning reality to that Om. And then we're going to do Aw, and it's Aw, like Aw, Om. Yeah. Om. Yeah. You're just doing A-U-M. Yeah. And Om, like that, right? So we're going to do it for 1 minute. We're going to do Om. Then 1 minute we're going to do Om. Yeah. And then that'll be that. And then I'll say, okay, now we're going to start our meditation. And then we all do 3 Oms. And we all do 3 Oms. Yeah. And then we do Om one more time. And then we do Kriya, Babaji, Nama, Om. Yeah. And we do that 3 times. Yeah. You're doing the Om 3 times. You're doing the Om 3 times. The Om, Kriya, Babaji, Nama, Om. Repeat it. Yeah. And you want to do Om, Kriya, Babaji, Nama, Om in the one breath, same as you would with the Om. Yeah. Not a breath. Kriya, one breath. Yeah. Do the whole thing in one breath. Yeah. Okay, we all got it? That makes sense? All right, let's try this. So close your eyes, and we'll do the Om. Okay, now we're going to do just the Om, and for 1 minute. meditation. 3 Oms, 3 Ahms, and then Kriya, and then Babaji Nama Om. Okay, now silence just for 2 minutes. Okay, now we're going to listen to the coming destiny. Remember to focus on your breathing. Make it as deep as you can and breathe out slowly. Relax yourself. Focus yourself in the soul. Then sound the Om. Breathe it out upon the world of all mankind. And quietly, without sound, express the will of God moves the world. This is a thought you should keep while expressing the Om. Then say slowly and thoughtfully, the past has gone. I am the past. It makes me what I am. The future comes. I also am the coming destiny, and therefore I am that. The present flows from out the past. The future colors that which is. I make the future also by my present knowledge of the past and the beauty of the present, and therefore I am that I am. Sound the Om 3 times softly. Then say quietly, with intent and emotional poise, I know the law, and towards the goal I strive. Naught shall arrest my progress on the way. Each tiny life within my form responds. My soul has sounded forth that call, and clearer day by day it sounds. The glamour holds me not. The path of light streams clear ahead. My plea goes forth to reach the hearts of all mankind. I seek, I cry to serve your need. Give me your hand and tread the path with me. Focus inward daily. Use the breath and the sacred word. Then do the following intensive visualization exercise. Imagine a path of golden light leading from where you stand to a vast two-leaved door. Then see, rolling along this path, a disc or a wheel of rose, which you send forth, and which eventually disappears through the door. Then send along the same track a disc of vivid green, and follow it by a disc of golden yellow. Both disappear the same way. Then send a disc or a wheel of a radiant electric blue, which rolls along the golden path, but which does not enter through the door, but remains there, hiding the door from sight. Picture then yourself as standing before the electric blue disc, having traversed the golden path, and there, meditating upon the following words. I am the way myself, the door I am.
I am the golden path, and in the light of my own light I tread the way. I enter through the door, I turn and radiate. Sound the Om 3 times, breathing it out upon the world from the highest point in your consciousness that seems to you at all possible. As one awakens to their place in the plan of God, and they bring forth dharma unto the world, it is to dissipate all world glamour. Ponder upon the old commentary of thousands of years ago, which is written, "They come and stand within the midst of the whirling forms, some of a beauty rare and some of horror and despair they stand. They look not here or there, but with their faces turned toward the light they stand. Thus through their minds the pure light streams to dissipate the fogs. They come and rest. They cease their outer labors, pausing to do a different work. Within their hearts is rest. They run not here or there, but from a point of peace and rest. That which upon the surface veils and hides the real begins to disappear, and from the heart at rest a beam of dissipating force projects, blends with the shining light, and then the mist of all mankind's creation disappears. They come and they observe. They own the eye of vision. Likewise, they own the eye of right direction, of all empowered forces. They see the glamour of the world, and seeing, they note behind it all the true, the beautiful, and the real. Then through the eye of the Buddha comes the power to drive away the veiling, swirling glamours of that glamorous world. They stand, they rest, they observe. Such are their lives and such the service that they render to the world of mankind. Focus upon the power to stand within the light, leading to right reflection of the light. The power to rest in spiritual being, so as to focus the soul within the chosen field of service. The power to attain right observation, so as to see correctly that which should be done. Your soul energy normally finds expression through the highest quality of mind. Think in the highest form of beingness, and allow yourself to rest. Sound the Om as the personality. Do so at the highest mental point, raising your aspiration at the same time with the mind to the soul. Then sound the Om as the soul, breathing it out into the will to love all beings and arresting its descent at the astral body. Do this by an act of will and the use of the creative imagination. Having vitalized the astral body and imagined the fusion of the soul, the personality, and the astral force, then direct this triple beam of energy to the heart center, rushing it directly into the heart center so it might be expressed as the soul. Focus upon this invocation. I invoke the power, the love, and the wisdom of my ashram, soul, and monad to guide me into the right activity in the plan, to clarify and stimulate my mind, to transform and transmute my feelings and emotions, to energize and vitalize and heal my physical and etheric body so there is a normal flow of energy in my physical and etheric body. Through this day and every day, I ask this in the name of the Christ, to serve the One. All in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. All in the name of the Mother, the Soul, and the collective consciousness of humanity. Amen.
Okay, open your eyes. That could be a pretty profound meditation to do every day. Yeah, that can really rock the boat. Yeah, you do that every day. I promise you, you will feel and see and experience changes in your life. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter what religion you have. It doesn't matter what job you've got. It doesn't matter what kind of situation you've got going on in your life. Just continue. Do what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Do the meditation. And if there's anything wrong, you'll discern it. You'll discriminate. You'll be able to discern. Your soul will awaken to whatever needs to change because that's glamour. Yeah. You'll dissipate that glamour. Yeah. You'll dissipate your own astral process within that glamour. Yeah. It will work. It will dissipate. Yeah. And it'll slowly but surely make a transition and a transfiguration. Now there's some guidelines in the process. Yeah. And that there's certain things in the world that people do, like practice astrology, go to an astrologer, go to a palmist, go to a medium, those particular things you might want to consider not doing. Their process themselves is something that you will learn as you meditate and you dispel the glamours. You'll learn that these things really aren't things that I should be doing. Yeah. Not that it's really, really bad, not that it's, anything. but it actually increases your astral influence. It makes it harder for you to manifest your soul. Yeah? Because you really want to work with God, and you want to trust God. Yeah? You want to have discernment and discrimination. You want to trust, and you want to make choices. You want to have a really smart brain. You want to have really clear thoughts. Yeah? You want to direct your life and take full and complete responsibility for it. Yeah? By kind of getting rid of those particular things, and that's just a small, I'm just mentioning a couple things. You can add on to that, things that kind of relate to that sort of stuff. Yeah, just let it go. Yeah, just let it go. It's not, it's not gonna do any, it's not gonna have any repercussions to you in the process, because you're not attached. It's not something that's actually moving your life, making your life a better life. Yeah. So by just letting go of it, there is, in the process of bringing your soul into your body and healing the world and making a difference in the world, it will work faster. Yeah. Your vitality will increase faster by living a normal life, by having trust and faith and understanding. Yeah? If people, friends, or yourself gets a strong identity that you need to start sticking tattoos all over your body, don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah? Just as my recommendation. Yeah? You'll find if you meditate and you continue the process and you wake up your soul and everything, you'll find, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. Yeah? Because we're sacred. We are divine. We are made in God's image. We wouldn't run around and stick tattoos on a horse. Yeah? Wouldn't run around sticking tattoos on a kitty cat. We wouldn't run around sticking tattoos on a fish. Yeah? Yeah? It just, in our mind, we'd realize that just doesn't fit. That's wrong. Yeah? Well, how harmful, how selfish can I be to do such a thing to an animal like that? Yeah? Think about that about yourself. Yeah? You are as divine as any animal, as any butterfly. Yeah? You're like a butterfly. You have beautiful eyes, you have beautiful hair, you have a beautiful being, you have beautiful skin, you have everything about you is beautiful, and you want it to maintain that reality. You want it to become more beautiful, more radiating, more incredibly incredible. Yeah. So moderation and maintaining what you got, and let that grow, let that evolve as much as you can. And you'll see that you're manifesting into this beautiful object of creation, a manifestation of creation. If you allow that to take place, don't judge other people. Oh, you got tattoos, that's really bad, Just don't do it yourself. It's not about what others are doing, it's about what you do to yourself. Yeah. When you're eating, yeah, consider moderation. Yeah. Take responsibility in every single thing you do. It's a state of responsibility. Yeah. Did I eat vegetables today? Have I eaten a good amount of vegetables? The more you meditate, the more you become more awakened, the more you become aware of the fact vegetables are really darn good for you. Yeah. Yeah. And you start liking vegetables. Yeah. You start loving the salad. You don't have to put all that dressing on the salad. Yeah. Yeah. You can use just oil. Yeah. As my recommendation, rather than just using olive oil, which most people recommend, yeah, or some other kind of oil, which is all kinds of books out there saying what you should use, I recommend MCT oil. Yeah. Yeah. Look it up. Go to a health food store, go online, type it in, MCT oil. It is the highest grade of oil, and it's the best for your brain, it's the best for your body, it's the best for your cells. It'll actually help you lose weight. It'll actually help you regulate dysfunctions within your body. Yeah? So you need at least 3 to 4 tablespoons of that oil a day. Yeah? I recommend having a nice cup of coffee or tea in the morning. Yeah? If you're going to have coffee, watch out. Because coffee can get all kinds of things in it, you know, from toxins to pesticides to all kinds of things, yeah? There's a place online that's called bulletproof coffee, yeah? And it's actually a certain way in which the process of the coffee is made. It's dried in a very specific way, so it doesn't create any kind of mold or fungus or anything like that that can actually grow in coffee. It's not over-roasted. It looks like a coffee bean, and it's lightly roasted. It's not hardly even roasted, yeah? It's just lightly made in the way it is. When you grind it up fresh and you have yourself a cup of coffee, put in a tablespoon of MCT oil into your coffee, yeah? If you want milk with it, add milk to it, yeah? If you don't, don't. If you want a sweetener to it, use stevia, don't use sugar, yeah? Use stevia. This way you're actually moving yourself in a way, yeah, that is healing you, and you actually get a cup of coffee, but you get your oil, and you'll find that it satiates your body to where you don't need to eat a bunch of ham and eggs, yeah? You don't need to eat a bunch of carbohydrates, yeah? And you don't need to go off in starvation, yeah? It'll help you regulate and start off your body in the morning with oil, with that MCT oil. And that'll help an enormous amount in the process of your regeneration. Yeah? Getting your body to regenerate, getting your brain to regenerate, getting your cell tissues to regenerate, yeah? By adding MCT oil. And you can enjoy a cup of coffee if you like coffee. Use it on tea, you know, just stick it in your mouth if you're not going to drink anything, because it doesn't taste bad. It's completely clear. It looks like water. Yeah, it's so light. Yeah, add it to your salads. Yeah, add it to things that, as you go through the day, add it into things that you can add it into to make sure you get those 4 whole tablespoons of oil. Yeah, yeah. When you go into your process, you know, in eating and things like that, the more you go in moderation, not a diet, but a state of moderation. If you have to lose weight, consider that, focus on that, try and make that happen, yeah? But once that's done, you still got to live, you still got to eat, you still got to do your life, yeah? So focus on the fact that you have to go down a middle road, yeah? Live in a middle road, yeah? Don't go fanatic this, don't go fanatic that. Stay on the middle road. Allow yourself, if you feel like you need to eat meat, if you feel like you need to eat fish, if you feel like you need to eat certain things, allow yourself to eat those things, yeah? But do it in moderation. Don't eat large amounts of meat. Don't eat large amounts of this or that, of any kind, yeah? Keep it in moderation. But increase your vegetables. Increase the amount of fruit that you're eating, yeah? And keep that flowing. Drink as much pure water as you can put into your body. If you can put a gallon of water into your body in a day, you're doing really good, yeah? You can keep drinking water, yeah, all day long and peeing all day long, yeah? You will do yourself so much good. You'll bring yourself all your vitality, all your energy, all your brain, your entire bone system, your nervous system, is everything is regulated by that process. For you to detoxify, for you to cleanse, for you to have good kidneys, for you to have a flushed liver, for you to have a good intestinal system, for you not to clog up all the time, you need to eat vegetables, you need to eat fruit, you need to eat in moderation, and you need to drink a lot of water, and you need to have these oils. If you just do that, yeah, that's not a fanatical thing. That's just kind of like guidelines. If you just do that, you'll find that the meditation itself will have a body, a physical body, for it to have a greater effect on you. Yeah? Now, when you meditated, you might have noticed that you were humming inside. Yeah? You could feel the vibration going in your bones. You could feel the vibration going up and down your body. Yeah? That is really important. That humming energy, that vibrational energy, is like a tuning fork. Yeah? And it attunes the vibrations inside your cells, inside your atoms, and it actually radiates into the earth. Yeah? It harmonizes the earth. And when you breathe out, you're actually sending that harmonic vibration of yourself out into the world. Yeah? So you're not having an individual effect, you're having a major effect. Yeah? All the things that I do is about meditation. Yeah? I put out meditation tools, I put out their Weaver things, solar forms, all this stuff, all to enhance the reality of meditation, self-healing, regeneration, and awakening and evolution of your soul. Yeah? But the greatest thing you're going to bring into your being is called the monad. Yeah? The monad is God. Yeah? You are the soul. Yeah? Animals have soul. A plant has a soul. Yeah? Trees have a soul. But they also have the spark of the monad that manifests the creation principle behind what got them there in the first place. What created the Big Bang? What made our moon in the position it is in? What allows our Earth to be in exact position that it's in? The size that it is, the ocean that we've got, the continents that are sitting there. That's the force of the monad, the energy of the monad. Yeah? And in most books you can't find anything about the monad. Yeah? But it's the most important thing. We're made up. We are the living incarnation of the monad. Yeah? And the soul is the expression of the monad. So when we wake up the soul inside, we're actually waking up God within, and that's the monad. Yeah? So the monad comes in three relationships. Yeah? It comes in like the Holy Spirit, a trinity. Yeah? It comes in a quality of three energies, which we would think is our mind, our emotions, or our physical body. Yeah? And that energy, our mind, is one aspect of the monad. Our emotional body is another aspect of the monad. And our physical body is another aspect of the monad. So when we vitalize and awaken and do the Om, we're actually doing the vibration of the monad. And it's calling all three of these energies into play, manifesting the monad as the most important thing, the Holy Spirit, the energy of the Trinity, the energy of God made manifest into the Trinity. Yeah? So we're actually bringing the monad into our physical body, which creates an enormous amount of vitality and gives us a miraculous ability to heal other people and radiate out. It brings it into our emotional body, which allows us to react and respond to other people, and again, telepathic energy back and forth so that we can communicate and understand. We can actually be in another person. Rather than being angry at another person, we can actually be compassionate with another person. Oop, fell down. Yeah? And then the energy of the mind. Yeah? If the mind has the monad, then the mind has the mind of God. We see everything the same way God sees everything. Yeah? Which could be a revelation. Yeah? And if we see and we react and feel, yeah, and we have a physical body that actually we allow to manifest into the form that God is creating, then we are co-creating with God. Yeah? And we're manifesting the greatest potential on earth, which is our ability to be the caretakers of this planet, to take full responsibility for the entire workings of this planet. We don't leave it up to a religion, we don't leave it up to a philosophy, we don't leave it up to a belief system that we think it's going to happen in some other way. It's going to happen through our relationship of God within and our ability to integrate God within by us being good, solid human beings. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah. That's it. That's basically it. Yeah. Not a whole lot more. Yeah. Yeah. So enjoy yourself. Meditate every day. Yeah. Doesn't take long. Do it twice a day if you can. Once a day is plenty enough. Yeah. Enjoy.